Today on QC Morning, and it's National Recycling Day. Do you really know what can and can't be recycled? Friends, look at something we all know we should do, but are you actually doing it? Do you even know the right way to do it? Well, we're putting my recycling knowledge to the test in just moments. Well, friends, today is National Recycling Day. Now, this time of year, we have a lot more trash that we're throwing out, but a lot of that trash could actually be recycled. Gustavo LaRotta is the owner of Junk King in Rock Hill. Welcome to the program, Gustavo.
Absolutely. Thrilled to be here.
Listen, I like recycling. I'm a big recycling guy, but a lot of the times I question myself. I say, does this go here? Does this go there? I think it does. Let's just put it there. But sometimes a lot of people could be making some mistakes. Why is it important to know the differences of where plastic, compost, styrofoam, and paper go?
Yeah, I mean, the shocking statistic that I unearthed earlier this week is that only 21% as a country, 21% of the items that can be recycled are in fact recycled. And that number is lower in North Carolina and in South Carolina. So a big opportunity to help keep items out of the landfill and help the environment.
Look, at the end of the day, you want to make an effort to keep everything, keep this world, this environment sustainable. That being said, we have some items here that, you know, some people could say, well, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with that? What are some easy, simple tricks to remember when you're recycling?
So I think there's three pretty basic, simple rules that we can all keep in mind. So rule number one is paper, cans, cardboard, and bottles. That is all recyclable material. Rule number two is keep food and liquids out of the recycling. So if you've got a greasy pizza box or maybe a bottle that has a little bit of milk left in it,
sure, all
that stuff is no good. And then the last rule is plastic bags, of course, even though they're plastic, are not recyclable. But, and here's the big trick, even if you put recyclable items into a piece of plastic,
sure, tie
it up, throw it into the bin, it's all no good.
It's all no good?
Yes.
So why is that?
Because plastic bags are not recyclable.
Wow.
In this country, yes, yet.
Look at that. I had no idea about that. You brought a prop over here that's very important. A keyboard. Sometimes you're throwing out that old computer from 1997, but you don't know where to do with it, so you just toss it in your can. But what should you be doing with stuff like
so
this?
Something like this is made out of plastic, right? So plastic bottles are recyclable. Plastic bags, not recyclable.
Okay.
This is made out of plastic, but guess what? Because of all the wires and metal inside of it, it's not recyclable. But so do not put it in your recycling bin, because if you do, the whole load, that whole bin is now nullified and is not recyclable.
Really? Good to know. Okay, this is a good one because I originally would say, well, this just goes in the trash can. Styrofoam, sure, just goes in the trash can. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are right.
Oh, I am? Okay,
so
I was expecting to be wrong.
So styrofoam is unfortunately not recyclable. And this is an interesting thing because you can see the little recycling thing, like the little signal. Just because that signal's on it does not mean that it is locally recyclable.
Okay.
So we have to be aware of our local rules and limitations, and so in the city of Charlotte and most of the surrounding metro, styrofoam is not recyclable.
Wow, very, very interesting. At the end of the day, this is probably the easiest one. Bottles, cans, soda pop cans, and Gatorade bottles like this. What's the big catch here? What's the big thing with bottles and cans where, like you said, they can be recycled or they can be nullified?
Right. So the biggest thing is no food or liquid inside of it. So if this is a third...
Even if there's a tiny little bit?
No, but so I think typically the best thing, the best way, the best, I guess, practice to do this is once you've finished the bottle, rinse it out in the sink, dump it out, and then put it in a bin or something like this. Like literally at my house, this is like my recycling bin, and so what I do, I put all the recycling stuff into this. I have it in the kitchen next to the trash can, so it's super easy to use. And the most important thing is that it's paper. This is recyclable. If I were to put it in this plastic bag, so if I put this recyclable item into this plastic bag, tied it up, and then toss it in the bin, it's no good.
So you think you're doing something good by recycling, putting it in the bag, but you're actually doing something wrong long. You need a paper bag to be able to put your stuff in there. This way they can take that and not have to worry about that. This may seem like an easy question, but it's a very important question. Why is it so important that we do take these steps and these conscious tips to recycle?
Well, it's all in the name of the environment. I mean, like I said, about 80% of the items that can be recycled are not recycled. And, you know, when we compare ourselves to other countries, particularly in Europe, they're really advanced. Like, it's like the inverse. Like, 80% of what can be recycled is, in fact, recycled. Wow. It's just a matter of keeping things out of the landfill, keeping our community clean, and being able to recycle and reuse as much as possible.
Wow, that is fantastic. Good knowledge to know, especially on National Recycling Day. Your information up on the screen so people know how to give you guys a follow on social media, Instagram, X, and Facebook, as well as your website. Gustavo, thank you so much. And well, friends, we were talking about recycling, and I told you the word of the day had something to do with it. So there it is on your screen, unscramble, unscramble, unscramble. And I'll tell you what the word of the day is. It is sustainability, because that's what we're trying to do when we recycle, not just on National Recycling Day, but every day. Thanks again, Gustavo, for the great tips.